Several people asked about setting up your class blog this year, and there are two options that are officially supported by the district. Those two options are the Apple Wikis, very similar to any other wikis that we might have worked with in the past in the district, and WordPress blogs. Between the two, the Apple Wikis are very easy to set up and use. WordPress takes a little bit longer to get set up, but you can customize it a lot more. The first one we're going to look at is the Apple Wiki option, and you can find that at workspace.hawthorn73.org. Sign in using your Hawthorn network username and ID, username and password. Once you've done that, you see a bunch of options here in the opening menu. We're going to go look at the wikis right now. You can look at this menu and see other wikis that have been created by other teachers. If you want to look around a little bit, get some ideas for how you can set yours up. Once you've decided if this is the right type of website for you, go ahead and go to the plus up at the top of the screen on the top right. Click on that to create new content, and you want to create a new wiki. If this is the first time you've done this, you want to create a new wiki. You want to give it a name. You want to give it a little description. Now, where it says set permissions, if you're using this with students, you just want to make sure that it's set so that anyone can access this at any time. So you want to change everything to full access. If you were using this with your team of teachers, or if this was a collaborative site between adults and you didn't want this information getting out to anyone else, you'd want to make sure that you have it set to only authorized users, or maybe even only the people you authorize, where it says permissions, can look at this site. Once you've done that, here are the options for the different colors. Like I said, you can't really customize it all that much except for the color scheme, but it is very easy to get set up and get started with. Now here's your main wiki page. There's several options along the top. There's the pencil that allows you to edit whatever page you're on. The plus helps you create new content. We're going to go ahead and edit this page and just change it to whatever you might change it to for your first day of school, or whatever content you want to have on your class website. The editing options are up along the top. The formatting options, such as doing a bulleted list, changing the font size to a heading size, changing something to italicized or bold. There are not a whole lot of other options. You can't really fine-tune the size of the font except to make it a heading, a subheading, regular body text, something like that. So those are your options for how you can change the text up. So there's not a whole lot of customizing options there. But if you just want a good, simple website to get yourself started, this is a good way to go. Other things you can do on the wiki page is to upload documents or media. So for example, if I recorded myself sending a welcome to my students for the first day of class, I can record that file, save it as an MP3, and then I can upload that file so students can see it. If I had a video file as well, I could upload that and put that on the wiki. The little paperclip is where you would attach documents. So let's say, for example, I had a class syllabus, or I had a supply list, or something like that, some announcement that I wanted to go out to parents or students. I would use that little paperclip and I would attach a document there. Best bet with that is to create your document and save it as a PDF file. Remember, not all of our students have Apple computers as we do here in the schools, so if we want to have that open to as many people as possible to be able to view easily, you want to save that as a PDF file as opposed to a Pages or Word or something like that. You go back up to the plus, you can create more pages than just this one. So we're going to go and we're going to create another page to go along with our wiki, and you can link your pages together. Later on, I'll show you how to create a link to this new page. We're going to create a homework updates page apart from our first day of school page. We'll go through and edit just like we did the other one. And then eventually we'll go back to that original page, and we can link to this one as well, so that we can always get back and forth between the pages. So after I created that homework updates page, I want to come back and I want to link to that page somehow. I want to have my students be able to get to that. So I'm going to put a sentence up here at the top of this home page on my wiki and say, if you're looking for the homework updates page, please click here. Then I'll go ahead and highlight where it says, please click here, or maybe just the word here. Go up to the top where there is a little kind of a curved arrow, and that is where I'm going to link to. I can link to an outside URL, so if I want to link to something like YouTube or Google or Edmodo, I can put that there, but I'm going to link to the one that I've created, and it shows me a list of pages that I have created so far in my wiki, and it quickly adds that link. If you want to do a little bit more with the look and feel of your website than what you're able to customize on the Apple Wikis, you can always use the Wordpress option. When you go to the initial WordPress site, scroll down, and there is a link that says Go Here to create your page. Log in with your network user ID and password that you use for all of our other network access here in the district. Once you do that, you'll be on a profile page. You want to click on where it says Dashboard on the left-hand side, and then click where it says My Sites underneath the word Home. That's where it'll have a link for you on the page that says Create a New Site. When you click that, it will take you to a page that looks a little bit like that first one. It's got the same picture of clouds, but as you scroll down, you'll notice it'll tell you if you're already a member of other sites, which you may not be. Then it'll have a place for site name and site title. Your site name, most people are using their network ID. Mine would be, for John Reed, would be Reed J. And then give a title to your site. For example, I did Mr. Reed's class site. Once you create that, it takes you to a page that has a link for your site. Click that, and it takes you back to what your basic site looks like to begin with. Now, if you don't like how this looks, go up to the little home icon up at the top. It should have the name of your site up there. And click on Dashboard. And you can come to the dashboard and customize your site. Right now, we're using just a very simple black and white theme. And I can go through and I can customize that by changing some of the colors, adding a header image, adding a background image. There's all kinds of different things I can do. Or if I just want to change the theme entirely. I don't like that black and white theme, so I want to do something different. Let me scroll down and find we've got some that are here. This one is called Superhero. I like superheroes, so let's do a live preview of this to see what my site would look like if I use this theme. Okay, it's still simple, but it's got a little more color to it. I could still make some changes over here by adding other images. So I'm going to go ahead and save and activate this one. Brings me back to the themes page. I'll go back to my dashboard to make more changes. And I want to go ahead and write my first blog post. So I'm going to click on that under Next Steps. There are several different ways to get to your blog posts. There is a plus up at the top of the page where it says Plus New. You can also go on the left-hand side where it says Posts, and you can add new there. So there's about 3 different places where you can write a blog post for your blog. I'm going to put in the title. I'm going to put in some information, some writing there. And then I'm going to go on and click Insert Media if I wanted to put in a picture or put in some other type of file. This is where I would drop files from my computer. Always a good idea to use files that could be accessed from any type of computer, so PDFs are usually best if you're putting on handouts. On the right-hand side are the Publish options. From here, I can choose whether something is still a draft or an actual published document, whether it's visible to the public, or whether I want to publish it at a later date, if I want to schedule that ahead of time. Clicking on Publish will publish my page, my post, and then it should bring me back here. And now I have a new link that says View Post up at the top of the page. And this is what my post should look like on my website. So if parents or students come to visit, this is what it looks like. Up at the top of the page is the home link. That is your blog. Home is not just where the heart is, it's also where your blog is. So any blog postings that you do will come to the home page. They have provided for you a static page called Sample Page. This you can do anything. You could do an About Me page or whatever. Go back to your dashboard. And from your dashboard, instead of posts, we're going to go down to Pages. And on Pages, there's your sample page. Now, we don't necessarily want sample page, so we're going to click on that and we're going to trash it. But now we're going to go back to Pages, and we're going to click on Add New. This is going to be a static page that really doesn't change throughout the year. It could be About Me, it could be handouts that you put out in the beginning of the year and it doesn't change. Blog is really what you're going to be updating regularly. A static page like this is one that really will not change all that much. So now we have Home and About Me up at the top. So we're back on the original home page. We've got another little posting down here called Hello World, and that's kind of the first blog post they put in for you just to show you what a blog post would look like. We could have edited Hello World and made that our first blog post, but we didn't. We created one from scratch. So let's go get rid of that Hello World. We're going to go back to the dashboard, and we're going to go to Posts. And there's Hello World. So we're going to click that. Much like we got rid of that sample page, we're going to trash Hello World. And now we just have the Monday, August 11th, 2014 blog posting as the only one. One other thing that I noticed we wanted to change is to look at the subtitle of the site. It said underneath the title, Mr. Reed's class site, just another D73 site, staff site. So we're going to go to our dashboard. We're going to go to our settings or appearance, and we're going to change that tagline to, I'm going to change it to, this is language arts. There's other things I can do again, but I just want to do that so that that tagline is changed so it has something to do with my site. Save and publish. And at this point, your site is ready to go. There are more things you can do within the dashboard to make changes, but your site should be all set.